Destiny Arrows, crafting future generations. This is a program that is all about parenting. I have my co-host here. Introduce yourself.
My name is Ernest Nyingi. I'm a growth coach. I also do leadership training and also enjoy helping in consulting on succession.
My name is Anne Mombi, an author of a book entitled Biblical Commands of Parenting Towards Making a Future Generation. Welcome to the show, my viewers, where we talk about parenting.
Yes, I'm looking forward. I think it's going to be interesting.
Wow.
Conversation.
Welcome. Now, let's start by asking Ernest, why Destiny Arrows?
Well, there's a very huge need to have children grow and become what they need to be. In fact, maybe the good question will be, what is Destiny Arrows for you? And where does it come from? What's the whole point?
Psalms 127, verse 3 to 5 says,
The children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from him. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior. Happy is a man who has his quiver full of them.
Arrows. Yes, from that verse we learn that children are arrows. Let me show you why they are arrows. During the time that Psalms was written, arrows were the kind of weapons that were used to long shoots to aim at an enemy that was at a distance. Now, this arrow represents a child. We have different parts of the arrow.
Okay.
We have the nock, as in N-O-C-K. Now, these are feathers. Now, if you can look at this arrow, the feathers have been flanged into the arrow, on the arrow. Of course, you can use so many other materials. And let's call them feathers for now. Then this part to this part is the shaft. And now we have the arrow tip here. Now, every part represents the child. The nock represents the relationships a child has. The feathers represent the character of the child.
Okay.
The shaft here represents a child's identity. Interesting. And this arrow tip represents the mission of the child.
Okay.
That means a child has relationships, has character, has an identity, and has a mission that is to be sent so far to their destiny. That is what this show is all about. Ensuring that children are crafted to their destinies.
And maybe then let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If that's very important, the conversation of relationships, issue of character, just the whole issue of identity and mission, does that then mean we as parents need to think about what exactly are we bringing with our children? Where does that conversation begin? Why is this important in our conversation?
Now, to shoot this arrow to its destiny, we need a bow. The parents, actually this arrow and bow are crafted. And the one who crafts it is called a nurturer. He or she ensures that it is done to perfection.
Okay.
So that when you shoot the arrow, it goes to the farthest distance.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
The parent is the archer.
Mm.
He or she is to ensure that this arrow, when shot, gets to the destiny. Yeah.
And then that would mean then, there's a research that I did with 1,000 parents, and I was asking them on one of the conversations that we are going to have in the programs, are they doing a good job in being able to prepare the children? One of the conversations for me, the questionnaire research we were doing was on relationships with God. We were saying, do you every morning or once a week open your Bible and talk to your children about God? And out of 1,000 parents, only 10 were opening the Bible once a week, which means if that conversation is true, so where are they in terms of character, of identity, and mission if God is not center? Because according to Psalms 127, they are a heritage. They are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from Him. All these things, they should be short.
Yes.
So if the warriors are not doing their job, then how are these children going to work? What do you think? What will be your perspective?
I believe that there is a very big gap where the archers are not preparing the arrows very properly. And this program is all about mentoring ourselves on how to ensure that the arrow is mentored, it is crafted to be able to be shot to the right target.
And then the conversation then is, if you as a parent, you're not doing a good job in being able to train your child and help them, what are you saying? Are you crafting your children so that they can be able to hit the mission, the direction, what God intended by Him giving you that child? Are you doing a good job in helping them to totally hit their mission without missing? Or is the arrow going to crack along the way? Exactly where would you place yourself in being able to do a good job in preparing your child so that they can actually become destiny arrows? That's a good question and a conversation we should pursue. Why then parenting is important? What do you think?
I went to the street.
Yes.
And asked Kenyans, what is parenting? And this is what they had to say.
Oh, let's hear. That was going to be interesting.
Hi. What is your name?
My name is Anne.
No, according to you, Anne, what is parenting?
I would say parenting is basically taking the responsibility and taking care of the children that God has given you, because He has given you as the custodian, so you're just basically taking care of them.
Nafikiria ni kulea mtoto ama ile tu hali ya ulezi. Yes.
Parenting is the way parents take roles of raising their kids.
Parenting to me, it's caring for people you've given birth to.
I think parenting is about raising our kids and instilling whatever we see is right for them to grow up in society.
Do you think your parents used the right way to parent you?
According to me, my parents used the right channels to raise me because they educated me.
Yes.
They gave me whatever I wanted that time until now.
Yangu naweza sema alitumia mbinu zinafaa na pia naweza sema hakutumia mbinu ambazo hazikufaa. Yaani naweza sema alitumia na hakutumia. Kwa kusema alitumia ni kumaanisha nimelelewa kanisani, acha niseme hivyo. Na kwa sababu nimelelewa kanisani, hiyo ni mbinu moja nzuri. Mbinu ambayo nitasema moja ambayo si nzuri nitasema ni kama tulikaziwa, yani unapata kama unaambiwa usitoke nje, usicheze na watoto fulani hivyo, ambao ukiangalia unaona kucheza na watoto fulani si vibaya, lakini mzazi anaona ni vibaya.
You had them? They were so different and diverse views.
Yes, very interesting views.
Yes.
It should be interesting for us to talk about some of the answers and some of the things they were saying. What do you think? What stood out from you from what the parents were saying?
I think we should first ask ourselves, who is a parent? Now, because most people think that a parent is biological.
Yes.
But according to my view, a parent can be, yes, biological. You're born of the mother and the father.
Yes.
They can also be a single parent where the father and the mother,
Yes.
you are alone due to, different reasons.
Yes.
You can also have older siblings, like your brother, your sister, doing the parenting. Maybe your parents are no more. And we can also have step-parents.
Yes.
They're also parents.
Yes.
Interestingly, we also have grandparents
Yes.
who parent.
Yes.
We also have legal guardians. We also have government and societies that take care of the children. These all are parents.
So in essence, you're saying everyone who has a junior or somebody younger, or they have people around them who totally need help in terms of wisdom, emotionally, physically, they should remember it's their role to be a parent.
It's their role to be a parent.
So that then changes the conversation from just being, I sired a child, so it's my responsibility, to being a community.
I totally agree.
Okay.
This includes teachers.
Yes.
Whether you are in a class of 100, those are your children to parent.
Yes.
And neighbors.
Yes.
You find that I am not in my house,
Yes.
but my child is in the compound.
Yes.
Maybe you parent. There is a level of parenting
Yes.
when you are my neighbor.
Yes.
Yes.
But there are problems nowadays with the challenge of, if I pick your child, or maybe I see them doing bad manners and I pinch them, you might sue me. So we must be able to help the audience to see what's the whole point of parenting and how do you take responsibility? Because I have worked with young people.
Yes.
And one of the biggest challenges is, as long as my mom has said no, even if anyone says yes, or if somebody corrects me, they are going to be in trouble. So how do we help parents to see that regardless of whether it's your physical child, that's you need to take responsibility.
Yes.
It's like the old times when, we used to grow together and all those, if you saw somebody, I remember growing up, if I made a mistake, and a neighbor found me, they would work on me. I would never go and tell my parent.
Wow.
Oh, because if I did, I'd have two more.
Yeah.
So how do we help? How do you help parents to take that responsibility? What do you think?
That will be answered in the show.
In the show. Okay.
Now let me ask you, Anna.
Yes.
What is parenting?
What is parenting? I think for me there are very many definitions of parenting.
Yes.
But I think the easier one is parenting is taking responsibility for somebody who cannot be able to or hasn't gotten to the maturity of taking responsibility for themselves. Where you say, I cannot just assume, like if you see somebody, a child crossing on the road, you won't say, it's not my child. You're going to go and pick them and say, hey, you've taken a role in parenting. So the ability to take responsibility over somebody who is not able to totally take care of themselves.
Yes.
That would be my version. I don't know. What would be yours?
Now, you had the views of some of Kenyans.
Yes.
And there's a question I posed to them. What is godly parenting? For me, I believe that God has principles, commandments
Yes.
that guide us and guide every parent on how to do it. And that is, when I came up with this book, I came up with 10 commands, but I believe there are more. He tells you how to craft this arrow.
Yes.
He does not just tell you to do it.
Yes.
He actually guides you on how to do it.
On how to do it. And why is that important for us? Because there are situations where you may want to craft this arrow, but the arrow is not willing. So what do I do as a parent? There's parenting when I have succeeded or not. Because there are parents who are feeling, I haven't done a good job. Or I'm struggling.
Yes.
So am I parenting? At which point do I say I'm successfully parenting in a godly way? I don't know. What would you say?
There's something very interesting in the verse that we have read. In verse 3, Psalms 127 verse 3 says, children are a gift. Gift.
Yes.
They are a heritage.
Yes.
A reward from the Lord.
It seems like there are a lot of conversations that we need to have concerning parenting.
Yes.
From that, what the parents were saying and some of the things we are saying.
Yes. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a while. Welcome back. Now that we know who is a parent, I will ask Ernest to tell us what are the challenges that parents actually face in this generation?
I think from the mentorship conversations we've had, young people are in trouble. A long time ago, parents used to have systems where would take care of each other, as I was giving a story, somebody would spank me if I behave badly. In a generation, it's segmented. Everyone does their own thing.
Yeah.
The challenge is then, if the parent is not present, then who will parent? In fact, we usually say, your children will be parented. The question is, who will parent them? Right now, media, friends, everything, everywhere.
Yes.
Parenting is happening. In fact, we've realized children are more parented by media than househelps have taken over because they are at home.
Yes.
But who's picking the godly conversation that we are talking about? How do you help our children to get to the place where they say, I actually need to do what I need to do? Do we leave values? Is there a vision for the family? Because one of the things, two things are very important in parenting and it's causing challenges. One is that many parents don't have a vision for their children. They haven't told them, this is where our family is headed.
Yes.
So what do children do? Anything goes. You wake up in the morning, feel down to pray.
Yeah.
Come in the morning, you want to be rude. But is there a vision? Our family is going in this direction.
Yes.
I think Joshua said it very well. As for me, and my family,
Yes.
we are going to serve the Lord. So
Yes.
there's a direction in which his children needed to take. Is there a direction for you as a parent where you're saying, this is a vision of our family?
Yes.
And then secondly, values. What are do's and don'ts? A lot of parents haven't even made it clear. We don't do this, we do these things.
Yes.
And even when they say, children are very interesting. They can actually say, you just said that, but you're not serious. A lot of parents don't have vision and values. So guess what happens? Children grow. As they grow, they become teenagers, even worse. So now when they become teenagers,
Yes.
you're trying to tell them, no, don't do this, do this. But the foundation was already set.
Yes.
So foundationally, you will parent. Who will parent is a question every parent must be able to answer. Because the challenges are there. Media is there. Friends are there. All these things are external. So if the house is not inside, if the inbuilt person is not doing very well,
Yes.
the externals are going to win.
Okay. So you're saying that from the word go,
Yeah.
you should actually have the vision, mission, well crafted.
Yes, like a company does. Because
Yes.
basically this is a family company. Yes, it needs those things.
That's great.
Yes.
Now let me ask you, Ernest. With so many cases of suicide,
Yes.
what's happening?
It's a huge issue and it's very emotive right now,
Yes.
because those are concerns. But let me give you a situation. I was mentoring a young man who said they come from a family where they were never told they are loved.
Wow.
So
Never told
never told they are loved.
by the parent.
Yes, by the parent that I love you. Okay? And then they find this young man finds a girl who tells him, I love you.
Yeah.
Okay? And they have a relationship for a while. And then the girl ditches the guy. So the young man is left now, has never been loved, and the only person who shared love no longer does. So what's the point of him leaving? Guess what the young man will say? There's no need for me to leave. So there are very different issues.
Yes.
But at the core of it is there love? Do they know? We usually say a human being has like a love tank. It needs to be filled.
Yes.
For you to be okay, self-identity, character, everything is okay.
Yes.
It needs to be full. If it is deficient and it has never been filled, what do you think will happen? Just wait for one wrong thing,
Yes.
one challenge, and that happens. Amongst many things, I'd say the center of it is love. I don't know. What do you think?
Unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Yes.
And what we're saying is that parents just give love, show love to your child
Yes. Yes.
as young as they are.
Yes. In fact, it needs to be love all the way. In fact,
Yes.
one of the questions when doing the intro was, do we really understand what it means to parent?
Yes.
Because you see, you can't just parent. You wake up in the morning, this is a whole human being, a quiver. Remember, it needs to
Yes.
be given, there's a vision, there's a mission. So you must be very strategic and plan. You can't just wake up and say, wakikua, watakuwa. That will never work.
Wow, what a conversation we have here. It's all about parenting. It's all about our children. But one thing is coming out clear, that they are all principles. There is a way we can do it.
Yes. And I think we are going to be
Yes.
talking about some of those things. I think the takeout for me will be, for every parent, you are a parent. Are you going to parent? Do you take this issue seriously? You have an arrow. that is supposed to hit a mission, is supposed to do something, are you going to do a good job such that by the time that child leaves home, they are going to hit their mission? You are sure. In fact, a Bible verse says, Proverbs 22, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he never depart.
Yes.
If you believe in that verse, you'll actually do a good job. That would be what I think I tell parents. Are you parenting? Because
Yes.
somebody is going to parent. Will it be you?
Will it be you? Will you parent? Are you ready to take that charge? Some have actually asked, is there a school of parenting? Yes, there is. Continue watching this show. You'll be in a school of its own and become that very parent that God desired. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Don't miss out on the next show. We'll be talking about how to take care of these gifts.
And in fact, we'll also be talking about what are 5 things every parent should do. Because every parent has certain priorities that they must take care of. Because so if you as a parent, you're at a place where you're saying, I actually don't know. You're giving me all this conversation and so what do I need to do? We'll talk about the 5 priorities that if every parent would key on, it would actually help them manage this gift. And if you're there and you're struggling and you don't know, you probably feel you need more wisdom, we can come to where you are. We have our numbers on the screen. You can check us out on Destiny Arrows on Facebook, all the media platforms there. But we're also open to come to where you are and maybe do a training and just give equipping. If you have questions, you're welcome to also send to us so that then as we are doing the coming shows, we can be able to also answer them and so that we make this also not just awesome conversation on principles, but get to answer your real heartfelt questions. So we are really looking forward to doing that.
Do not miss.